Hi everyone, I'm Warren Dean and welcome to the May edition of the Edmonton Humane Society podcast. Where did April go? It seems like we're rolling full swing into summer now, and that's good news as things are going to start ramping up, including events and everything that makes people busy getting outside, enjoying the weather and the outdoors with our pets and family. Things are no different here at the EHS as we are getting a ramp up on a busy summer once again as well. In this month's podcast, we look at some of the dangers for our pets now that the warmer temperatures are here. Summer means pets in the park. That's coming up, the premier event for the EHS. We'll take a closer look at that. And we share the story of not one, but two gunshot victim dogs that are currently in our care. We begin the May podcast with an update from Fund Development and our Friends for Life Spring Lottery. We made one early bird draw already, but there's more to come. Here with Travis Grant from Fund Development. Travis, we were talking about spring lottery, even though we're turning into summer slowly.
Yeah.
But we're talking about our spring lottery because we had our early bird draw earlier on this month.
That's right, and we had a lucky winner, Renee Albert Hussman. He won $6,000.
Nice.
So yeah, we were really happy for him.
And he was really happy as well.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Now we're not done there. We still have big prize draws coming up, the grand prize draw.
That's right. So May 30th, we draw for all the remaining cash prizes, and there are 32 prizes worth $500. We've got 5 valued at $1,000, and then the grand prize, which is $15,000.
Good luck to everybody who bought those tickets.
Absolutely.
Now, if you bought a ticket for the spring lottery, and say the final draw comes and goes, and you didn't win anything, tell the people how that contribution helps out the Edmonton Humane Society.
That's right. So if you bought a ticket and you didn't win, you can take solace in the fact knowing that all the money that went into the lottery, that it helps our shelter by helping us care for 13,000 animals approximately every year, and that goes towards medications, vaccines, all kinds of medical care, behavior and training, just helping those dogs become healthy, happy, good canine citizens, so when they hit the adoption floor and find their home, it's the next chapter of a wonderful stage of their lives.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for buying your tickets and helping us out here at the Edmonton Humane Society. Again, grand prize draw coming up on May 30th. We'll have those winners coming up in next month's podcast.
Thank you.
I'm going to grab those tickets before they're all gone. Who wouldn't want a little bit more summer money to spend, right? One of the things that makes us special here at the Edmonton Humane Society, and you may have noticed it when you come to visit us, is that we have a lot of people in those bright yellow t-shirts that say volunteer on the back. April was a special month here at the Edmonton Humane Society as we teamed up with Volunteer Alberta. Not only did we kick off Volunteer Week, but we also helped them launch a brand new website. Here's that story. April 6th to the 13th was National Volunteer Week, and here at the Edmonton Humane Society we would be nowhere near the place we are without the dedication of our great volunteers and the countless hours that they take from their personal lives and give to us here at the EHS. We kicked off National Volunteer Week on Monday, April the 7th, along with Volunteer Alberta. It's a great event here at the Edmonton Humane Society. We were joined by many great spokespeople to talk about the importance of volunteers and how they affect our community. We had Jan Beeston, the Executive Director of Volunteer Alberta, Edmonton City Councillor Bev Esslinger, and MLA Steve Young. Volunteer Alberta also kicked off a new website that shares stories and connects volunteers from all over the province in all kinds of roles in all kinds of organizations. Cassie Burkholder tells us more.
Well, today is obviously the first day of National Volunteer Week, which is April 6th, but it's also the launch of Volunteerville, which is a project from Volunteer Alberta that helps recognize volunteers and is recognizing them year-round, not just during National Volunteer Week. It's a user-generated website that when you use the hashtag Volunteerville on Instagram and Twitter will automatically populate to our site. So if you want to say stories, thank a volunteer, all of that goes directly to our website, and it creates a new conversation, a new dialogue around volunteering. And so hopefully we gain a lot of really wonderful stories and pictures about all of this volunteering that's happening, because volunteering does really make our communities. It helps build and strengthen them, and it creates that wonderful story that I think that lots of us don't hear often.
Here at the Edmonton Humane Society, we have about 900 volunteers, plus an additional 200 foster families. They range in age from 5 to 76 years old, and if you broke it down in an hourly term, it'd be about 22 full-time employees over the course of a year. Very impressive. We're also going to take another 200 volunteers to help us put on Pets in the Park, which comes up on June the 22nd. We would be nowhere near the successful organization that we are without our volunteers. So thank you very much. Coming up in the podcast, with warmer temperatures comes more dangers for our pets. We'll take a look. We've seen the temperatures take a jump now, a very welcome jump. It's nice to get outside, spend time with our family, friends, and our pets, wear less layers. That's always a good thing. But with warmer temperatures do come different threats for our animals, especially when they're in vehicles. I sat down with Animal Protection Officer Gray as we discussed the situation. Outside on a beautiful day with Officer Gray, and we're talking about, now that we're getting into some nicer weather, how it affects our animals, especially on a sunny day when things can get really, really warm.
Yeah, really quickly too. That's the problem. Once it starts getting above plus 15 or so, that's when you really need to be mindful of taking your animal with you wherever you're going and really making sure that you've got that extra person with you so your pet isn't being left alone inside the vehicle. The temperatures can get warm so quickly. They can really start to increase, and it can do a lot of damage to your animal internally, and even if they're in there for too long, it can cause death in animals. So we need to be mindful not just of dogs, but cats, birds, reptiles, anything you've got in your vehicle. It doesn't matter the type of animal.
Yeah, I know, like Dexter here, he likes to go on those car rides, but sometimes it's not always the best idea. Sometimes they're better left at home because maybe a 15-minute trip turns into a 45-minute trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is too, when the temperatures are around that plus 15 mark, or even in the low 20s, you think that you might have that extra time to grab that one more item, and so maybe you're looking around for it, and then the lineups get longer in the store. You just don't know. You've got nobody there watching your pet, so it really gets into a dangerous situation for them.
And of course, we want to help everybody out and have everybody help us as well. We have a great program here at the Edmonton Humane Society with the Watchdog program.
Yeah, absolutely. It was launched by our animal protection officers here, and it's kind of like a neighborhood watch program. We want to get the word out there to empower the public and teach them what they can do, and where to draw those lines of where they can get the information and then forward it on to the right organizations. We've got our Watchdog program. We actually have window clings, magnets, tattoos that are available inside the Edmonton Humane Society at Bingo's Pet Store. So that's a great place where you can get some of these products yourself, display them in your windows, learn how you can make a difference in an animal's life, and who to contact and when.
And if somebody does see an animal in distress in a vehicle, we're getting to that time, what do they do?
First of all, the first thing you can do is grab our contact information, give our officers a call if you're viewing the animal to be in distress. And so physical distress, things we're looking for is excessive panting, animals acting frantic, or when it gets really dangerous, the animal may become lethargic and unresponsive.
Okay, great tips. Thank you so much, Officer Gray.
No problem, thank you.
And of course, all that information and more is on the Edmonton Humane website, so you can check that out as well. We always like sharing our success stories here at the Edmonton Humane Society, and of course a lot of those success stories start with a road that is long to get to that success. Two animals have come to us recently and they were victims of gunshots. We've named them Caliber and Gage. Here's their story. This is Caliber, and she is one of two dogs that came to us recently to the Edmonton Humane Society that were unfortunately gunshot victims. Caliber is about 6 months old, very, very young, but she's doing very well. When she came to us on a Sunday. She had to have an emergency surgery as her wounds were quite severe.
Caliber came in on the 13th of April with wounds to the chest and to her, I believe it's the left elbow, and it was gunshot wounds. And she went into emergency surgery at that time to repair chest wound, which turned out to be a damaged lung, which had to be removed and have a drain put in, and then she had quite a damaged left front leg. So.
After that first surgery, we had to give Caliber time to recover, as she had to have another surgery, this time to amputate her leg.
After about 10 days, then she seemed to be doing okay, but still was not using that left front leg. X-rays showed that there was a lot of damage to the elbow. It was basically shattered, and nerve damage. She wasn't using it properly. And so then she went into a second surgery, which we took the left leg off at the shoulder. They do quite well. They don't seem to carry a lot of psychological baggage. She wasn't using it anyway, so once it's off, they're a lot more comfortable, and it just takes a few weeks to adapt to being three-legged. They kind of have to learn to be a tripod, so that takes some time. Yeah, but they do well. Yeah.
As you can see, Caliber is recovering very nicely and has not lost her trust for humans, which is a great sign. And of course, we're getting ready to put her up for adoption very, very quickly. That moves us on to our second unfortunate incident, this one including Gage, a Siberian Husky.
He's doing really well. He seemed to bounce back very quickly once he had his surgery. And the only thing, he has a little bit of scar tissue in the one leg, has just a slight limp, but I don't think that's painful. It's just scar tissue, but he's a happy guy.
And this is Gage now. As you can see, he's just fine. He's recovered very, very nicely. Very happy boy, and of course, a very loving boy too. So, two great stories here, and of course, we'll keep you up to date on both Gage and Caliber as they continue their road to recovery. So, you can watch out for both Gage and Caliber up for adoption very soon at the Edmonton Humane Society. I'll keep you posted on both Caliber and Gage as they continue their road to recovery, and so far, so good. It's great to see. Speaking of updates, we want to update you on Badir, a puppy that we had on last month's podcast who was so shut down we weren't sure if she'd ever recover. The good news is that she has recovered, and she will soon be going up for adoption. We're very happy about that one. When we come back, we're going to take our monthly check-in with our pet store, Bingo's. Bingo's once again, and we're with Nadine. We have lots of things to cover today, so we want to get right into it. We're going to start with some treats, and not only when you, of course, buy them does your pet get a treat, but you help us out as well.
Yep, you betcha. What it is CloudStar has done this program where if they bring the UPC after the bag is empty, we can give it back to the company, and they'll give $1 back to the Humane Society.
That's fantastic. So yeah, it's just one of those things to kind of help the cycle and help us out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got those. We also have some treats that these look like they'd be good for outside, actually.
Well, actually, they're not as messy as you'd think. They are basically like pork rinds for dogs, so they can break into smaller pieces, and they don't make a big mess. Like neither one of these do. They are a little on the smelly side because dogs love the smelly stuff.
Of course.
So, but they're long-lasting, and I don't recommend feeding your dog the full thing in one day.
Okay.
Definitely, it'd be a 2-day treat. Take it away and let them finish it off the next day.
Excellent, good advice right there. We also want to outfit you as well. We don't always want it to be about the pets. We want to outfit you. This is the perfect size mug for me. I love my coffee.
Me too.
And I could have a couple of these in the day, but we have these mugs here at Bingo's.
Yeah, we got I love my dog, I love my cat, and then dog lovers, cat lovers, and we're going to have them on special at Pets in the Park just to kind of push that along and I ordered tons. So
okay, so Pets in the Park coming up Sunday, June 22nd at Horlick Park. So if you can't make it down here at Bingo's, keep that in mind. We'll have those mugs out there, and we'll maybe even, if you're lucky enough, fill them up with coffee. Maybe, right?
I don't know, because I drink a lot of coffee. It's all for me.
All right, so we move from that. Keys Maybe you found new keys in the backyard now that the snow's gone, but we have some wonderful keychains here.
Yeah, really cute
These
ones.
are really bright, really colorful things.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit of bling. We got some very blingy ones down to just some very simple dog ones and cat ones and rabbits. Can't forget about the little guys.
Yeah. Awesome. So put the car keys, the house keys, the mail keys on that. Also, we want to make sure that your pet knows who they are, and if they do get out from the yard, we want to make sure they have the proper tagging.
I find it's the fastest way for your animal to get back to you. If they get away, your neighbor can pick it up and quickly give you a call, because we do recommend they put your name, the pet's name, and your phone number, because they can just give you a shout, found the dog down the street, and you can get your animal back. It's worked for me twice.
Awesome. So yeah, we have the tags here that you can come down to the Humane Society and Bingo's and get your pet set up with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move from that onto the toys. Everybody loves the toys, and we're going to focus on the cats for today.
Well, there's a famous one that's going around by Galaxy Jackson, the bird. This is made by the same company, GoCat, and it is a mouse chaser. It looks like a little mouse, and it's basically got fishing wire, so it's a really good quality rod, and you can have hours of fun with your cat on this one, and we do sell the refills as well.
Oh, okay. So if the cat beats that up a little bit,
They will, trust me. They'll think it's a real mouse.
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So lots of fun there. And this is something, and I've learned a lot about this. Let's talk about this water dish, because so it's powered, it's running water. I never knew this. My dog just does bowl drinking,
Yeah.
but some animals like running water.
Absolutely. There's a couple of customers that have let me know that their cats only drink out of running tap water. So this one gives you that option. It's got the running water here, but there's also animals that need certain heights. This one's got it for everybody. And then there's also the animals who are bowl drinkers, and then it's got the big reservoir at the bottom. So it's an option for all your animals in your home.
Right, so very, very far-reaching. As you said, there's the tower system. So running water, still water, whichever the pet prefers.
Absolutely.
All right, Nadine, thank you so much. Lots to choose from, lots of things down here. Come on down to Bingo's, and of course, see Nadine. She'll treat you right, and maybe some coffee will be left over.
Maybe. Maybe.
And of course, just a reminder, everything you purchase at Bingo's goes back 100% into the Edmonton Humane Society. June is almost here, and that means it's time for Pets in the Park, our premier fundraising event here at the Edmonton Humane Society. With Green King, big event coming up right around the corner, June 22nd, Harwick Park, Pets in the Park. Now, my first year, I don't know anything about Pets in the Park. Tell me all about it.
It's an amazing day, Warren. You want to get together and get all your friends to give you pledges. Maybe you want to run or walk and raise as much money as you can.
Yep.
We'll give you a prize if you're a top pledge earner. $500.
Yeah.
And there's lots to see and do besides the run and the walk. We've got flyball, agility, disc dog, lure coursing, and we have a canine carnival, which is fun and games with your dog.
So you can want to bring the pets out, you want to bring the family out. This is a big event for everybody.
It is.
And now, I was looking at footage from last year. We had rabbits out there, we had some pigs out there, not just dogs and cats.
We've had turtles, we've had snakes,
Nice.
just about anything that someone keeps as a pet.
And this is a really big, important event for us at the Edmonton Humane Society. This is our premier yearly event, isn't it?
Our signature event, yes, and it's also considered Edmonton's official pet festival.
Very nice. And of course, we take over Harwick Park for the day on June 22nd.
Yes, we do.
What time do we start?
We start at 9 o'clock and we go till 4.
Or until everybody leaves the park, right?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned earlier there's a walk and a run. Give us a little bit of details on the walk and run.
The walk is 2.5 kilometers. It starts at 11 o'clock, and you can go onto our Pets in the Park website and create your own little website and send emails out to friends and raise money to help the animals here at the shelter. You can do the same thing for the walk. The walk is the run is at 10 a.m. and same thing. You can raise pledges and qualify to win great prizes.
Yeah, this is a great event for, say you have a big family with a lot of aunts, uncles, and cousins, to do it as a team, or maybe your business, your company wants to do that. Just a great opportunity for team building.
Absolutely, absolutely. We see parents with children in tow on their bicycles, children in strollers. We see veterinary clinics,
Yep.
hotels, everybody. It's a great day, an amazing day.
It's going to be fun. We've got you covered for food and entertainment and everything else, and of course your exercise. Join us, Pets in the Park, coming up Sunday, June 22nd. We'll all be there, and we want you there as well.
Of course, an event as big as Pets in the Park would not happen with the wonderful support of all our sponsors, and of course the 200 volunteers that help us from beginning, middle, and end of that event.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And shelter pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Before we wrap things up on this edition of the podcast, we do want to remind you coming up on May 27th is our AGM for the Edmonton Humane Society, our annual general meeting. If you've bought a membership, you're more than welcome to attend. It's a great opportunity to not only meet other members, but our board of directors, as well as plenty of the Edmonton Humane Society staff. We'll take a look at the accomplishments we've had over the past year and things that we plan to do as we continue to grow and move forward at the Edmonton Humane Society. A thank you to all of you who do support the Edmonton Humane Society. It does mean a great deal to us. Of course, being a non-profit charitable organization, we greatly depend on donor support to care for about 13,000 homeless animals each year. Please visit our website on how you can donate. We do appreciate any donation, whether it's big or small. We want to thank CatchCan Systems for sponsoring this show. CatchCan is committed to sustainable development by protecting and preserving the land and water. Thanks to Evan Adnams for his technical directing time and talents to bring this show to you. And to Shaw TV for airing our show at no cost. The only news magazine show produced by and for an animal shelter. That does it for another edition. We'll do it again next month. If you want to keep tabs on us while you're waiting, you can do it through our website, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well.
The Edmonton Humane Society. There's a pet for everyone.
I think one of the things I really like about the Shelter Pet Project is the idea of a forever home is real. Tucker, he was a crazy little furball, tiniest little thing. He was cross-eyed, and we found love. Miso, she's our little girl cat. She knows her name, and so she'll come when you call, and she's just this really sort of poised young lady. Thomas, he was just this big, orange, beautiful cat. Thomas is kind of an old soul. They're perfect. It sort of rounds out our whole idea of family with these guys. They completely transformed our lives. So you have like a really long day, or you have like a crummy day, and then you come home and you've got the cats that know nothing about it, frankly, and just want to enjoy your time. And there's just, I don't know, there's just something about knowing that something you saved is also sort of saving your day. I think every shelter pet requires a certain level of intention. That was the cool thing about the Humane Society, because I felt like we had to gain their trust a little bit too in all the right ways. I mean, they really wanted to know about us and our living situation. They wanted to know what we were looking for in a cat, and it wasn't simply from the standpoint that they were trying to sort of sell us a cat.
It's definitely a mission for them to make sure that the animals are well loved, and actually it's not them just making sure that they're getting cats out into the world, to make sure that they are placed with a family that fits them and can take care of them the way that they need to. The Shelter Pet Project is giving a voice to a population who doesn't have one. Everyone wants their place, and these pets are just looking for the same thing.
There are thousands of amazing shelter pets waiting to meet you. Meet yours at theshelterpetproject.org.
There are so many things that I love about Bo. My sister and I nicknamed him Mushy Mush because he literally just melts in your arms when you pick him up. Him and I are just a perfect match. We just love cuddling together. He still plays like a puppy. He has these little ways that he uses his paws that is so adorable, and his little tongue sticks out. He's to die for. He kills me. I remember the first time he entered my house, we just kind of sat there staring at each other for a second. And I was like, am I gonna be fun enough for you? I had never looked into adopting a dog before, so I didn't know what it would be like. But it was really pleasant, and it went really smooth. And they actually came out to my house just to look around and see and make sure that it was a healthy environment for the dog. And then, you know, that night they called me and they were like, okay, well, Bo's yours. They were just so kind and so great to work with. I always tell friends who are interested in getting pets that they should adopt. There's always a difference between an adopted pet and one that's not. There's a level of appreciation that your dog has when you adopt them. It's almost as if, and I truly believe that Bo knew that I saved him in some way, because there's a million animals that just need somebody to love them so much, and it just kills me that there's other Bos out there. Adopting Bo totally changed my life. My sister and I even have this joke, like, who rescued who? Truly, when he came into my life, he changed everything. Dogs have this way of when you're sad, they just know, and he just knows that perfect little nook to just curl up in when I have anxiety or I'm sad or anything. There's nothing more rewarding than building that relationship and seeing them day by day warm up to you. It's just such a beautiful connection. I just think that adoption is the only way to go. Visit theshelterpetproject.org for more information.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt. There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt. There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.